Welcome to the Church in the Wild podcast. You'll be hearing the words from worship from Sunday, July 19th, 2026, where we continue our discussion on embodied living. If you want to find out more about Church in the Wild and all of our upcoming events and programs, just go to churchinthewild.org. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm Barb. So part of caring for and feeding for our bodies, which is the theme, and I think we all agree on this, is the need for connecting with nature. That's why we're here. We've talked about the real effects that being outdoors and being immersed in nature have on our physical and our mental health. So it was especially strange for me when the sky turned that creepy copper color this week, and we were warned that being outside could actually be harmful to our health. I grew up in the 1960s, some of you don't even know what that means, when there were no federal laws to protect our air from being polluted. We didn't even have an EPA, an Environmental Protection Agency back then. The Clean Air Act was passed in 1970, and that's what established the EPA. And even though that was passed in 1970, it wasn't until the late 1970s that there was any actual noticeable improvements in the air quality. And I grew up in a suburb north of Buffalo, near the Niagara River, where we weren't far from lots of nasty chemical plants and oil refineries. And even though it was a suburb, we couldn't see them, but depending on the way the wind was blowing, it could be very unpleasant to be outdoors certain times of the year because of the nasty, nasty smells that would be hanging in the air. We never seemed to be worried about what else was in the air. We would just complain about the bad smells. And it was nothing, and people of my age, I always think will agree, it was nothing to see the air full of gray or brown plumes of who knows what coming out of smokestacks when you went by factories and industries, everywhere you went. And this last week during the heavy smoke, we were warned about something called particulate matter 2.5, or PM 2.5, that are pollutant particles that are 2.5 micro something or others in diameter, and it's small enough to bypass all of our natural filtration systems. It's 30 times smaller than the width of a human hair. And they can lodge in your lungs and other organs. And the air concentrations of those particles were at a dangerous level. And we were encouraged to wear masks, especially if we had respiratory or other health issues. And back in the 60s, they didn't measure PM 2.5s, but scientists have kind of backtracked and inferred from the amount of coal burning and lead gasoline that we burned without catalytic converters and all the other emissions, that the air quality back then, when I was growing up, and the concentration of these PM 2.5s was actually worse than it was last week when we were all worried about everything and wearing masks and so on. It would have been deemed hazardous by today's standards, and that was all year round what we lived in. Since about 1980, we've gotten used to cleaner air. When we see industrial stacks, that there's usually nothing visible coming from them except steam in some cases. And my daughters, who are in their early 40s, they wouldn't even be able to imagine anything different from what goes on now. And I've even forgotten the levels of air pollution that we used to consider normal back then. But everybody I talked to this week had the same feeling about the smoky sky. Beyond the physical hazard, it was very unsettling on a deeper level. People were using the term apocalyptic to describe the feeling they got from the copper-colored sky and the eerie orangish color it gave to familiar sites like Niagara Falls and all the other places they had online. Videos of very familiar sites that did not look right. We were at our camper on Cayuga Lake, and Besides the air quality issue, the color of the sky and the way it reflected off the lake, so that the color of the lake water, it gave me a really uneasy feeling. And instead of nourishing my soul, like it normally does, to be outside around the lake, it filled me with a sense of foreboding, like I shouldn't be there. It was actually more comforting to be indoors and not even look outside, which is the opposite of my normal. And then when the skies cleared and the world returned to normal on Friday, my whole mood lifted. I kept looking up with a new appreciation for the blueness and the beauty of those white cloud formations and air that smelled like nothing. And as much as I appreciate nature normally, the experience of this week raised it to a whole new level. Sometimes it takes a situation like this to really drive home how much we depend on nature being there for us, to spend time in, and to commune with. And it was a shocking reminder of how quickly things that we sometimes take for granted can change so drastically. At least we can take comfort in knowing that even when the smoke returns, which it probably will, it's temporary. These fires aren't a direct result of human activities, but we shouldn't forget how those copper skies made us feel. The loosening and the repealing of environmental regulations that's going on currently might lead us back towards the skies of my youth, which is not a good thing. I only wish the people advocating for these rollbacks would heed this warning and see the connection, but unfortunately, I doubt that's the case.
Hi, I'm Kaden. They, them. The poem today is Blessing the Body by Jan Richardson. This blessing takes one look at you, and all it can say is holy. Holy hands, holy face, holy feet, holy everything in between. Holy even in pain, holy even when weary. In brokenness, holy. In shame, holy still. Holy in delight, holy in distress, holy when being born, holy when we lay it down at the hour of our death. So friend, open your eyes, holy eyes. I have chills. For one moment, see what this blessing sees. This blessing that knows how you have been formed and knit together in wonder and in love. Welcome this blessing that folds its hand in prayer when it meets you. Receive this blessing that wants to kneel in reverence before you. You who are temple, sanctuary, home for God in this world.
Just want to interject what Barb had talked about. I'm a boomer. I grew up in the 60s too, and right outside of New York City. Actually, I'm from Brooklyn originally. And I remember on the Jersey side coming down the highway looking at the skyline, and it looked like it was the Rocky Mountains behind the skyline. I used to imagine we're coming into Colorado. And we were told in elementary school that living where we lived was equivalent to, this is in the 60s now, they knew this, was equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day, we were told in school. And I can't believe that we're just rolling back the EPA. This is amazing. And yet they're complaining about the smoke from Canada. Get real. Okay. All right. My soapbox. Sorry about that. Hi, my name's Chris, he and him. Our wisdom today comes from the Hebrew Scriptures, 1 Kings 19, 1 through 8. Ahab reported to Jezebel. Jezebel, by the way, was just absolutely nasty woman. Ahab reported to Jezebel everything that Elijah had done, including the massacre of the prophets. Jezebel immediately sent the messenger to Elijah with her threat. The gods will get you for this, and I'll even get with you, even with you. By this time tomorrow, you'll be as dead as any one of those prophets. When Elijah saw how things were, he ran for dear life to Beersheba, far to the south of Judah. He left his young servant there and then went on onto the desert another day's journey. He came to a lone broom bush and collapsed at its shade, wanting in the worst way to be done with it all, to just die. Enough of this, God. Take my life. I'm ready to join my ancestors in the grave. Exhausted, he fell asleep under the lone broom bush. Suddenly, an angel shook him awake and said, "Get up and eat." He looked around him, and to his surprise, right by his head were a loaf of bread baked on some coals and a jug of water. He ate the meal and went back to sleep. The angel of God came back, shook him awake again, and said, "Get up, eat some more. You've got a long journey ahead of you." He got up, ate and drank his fill, and set out. Nourished by that meal, he walked 40 days and nights all the way to the mountain of God, to Horeb. When he got there, he crawled into a cave and went to sleep. Join me in the response to the wisdom of the program. All bodies have needs. To care for our bodies well.
Thank you. That is the epic tale of Elijah and the wisdom that sometimes we just need a nap and a snack. And everything's better when we can have that. So we're talking about bodies this month, embodied living. A body, we went over already, is made of the same stuff as the planet it lives on. And so there is a deep connection between any body, human body, animal body, plant body, and the earth. We are literally made of the same elements. We are earthlings, all of us here. Human, animal, plant. We have a lot in common. And so we are home on this planet, and we can find home in our bodies as well. And then last week we talked about, what did we talk about last week? What was last week? That was the first week. Last week. Talking to yourself. Body language. We need each other. I had words, but I didn't have the topic specifically. Right, so our body speaks to us. We can receive messages from our body, and we can speak messages to our body. Everything we experience as spiritual, we experience through our flesh. Our bodies, our senses are what help us experience the physical world and the more than physical world. And we shared the great quote from Dolores Cannon, who says, "When you speak to your body, you are the voice of God to every cell. So tell your body how much you love it. Your cells love to hear you speak to them." Did anybody talk to their bodies this week? Try it out. You forgot.
I did, but it wasn't a nice conversation.
Oh, we're supposed to be nice to our bodies. I did. I woke up, I was so annoyed. I woke up something happened Tuesday where I pinched a nerve in my neck. And I was like, come on. And I was not happy. And then I remembered, I was like, okay. So before I went to bed that night, I tried to talk to my muscles and tell them to relax. And I woke up on Wednesday and it was gone. So that was good. I don't know. I don't know that one. So this week, we're talking about caring for our soft animal body. Nap and a snack, right? That's usually what we need. We talked about this. We're just really houseplants. We need some sunlight. We need some water. Kind words. We'll be so much better. Whatever you're going through, start there.
So we're all fuzzy houseplants.
Yeah. And the thing about caring for your body that I really want to focus in on this week, because I think we know those things, right? That we have to remind ourselves to eat sometimes, to slow down, to rest, to drink more water. We all know this stuff. It's just getting to it. But the thing that I really want to focus on is caring for our brains. Because our brains are a part of this soft animal body. We think about our mind as this higher thing that's in control of everything else. And we talked about that a little bit last week, how the mind is maybe this other piece of us, our ego, our consciousness. But then there's the spirit, right, which is also another thing that can observe our thoughts, which is going to be helpful in this conversation. But our brains themselves, just the brain, how it functions, is part of our body. And actually, our brains need a lot of care and attention because they can kind of go haywire on us. Can I get an amen, right? Like, that's a thing that other people have experienced. Yeah. So I studied psychology in college, and it was completely one of those the cobbler's children don't have shoes situations. It was like my family was really messed up, so I wanted to learn why. I wanted to learn about humans and how the mind works. So I'm studying psychology, learning all about it. And one night in my dorm room, I start having a panic attack as I'm trying to fall asleep. And I realize two simultaneous thoughts happened at the same time. Oh, this is a panic attack. You've read about these. You know what this is. This is what you're experiencing. And, oh, I had panic attacks almost nightly for years as a child. That's how I fell asleep at night. My little brain would start to worry about something, and it would get out of control, and it would spiral, and then my heart would start racing, and I'd be super tense, and that's how I'd fall asleep. And still to this day, I will wake up sometimes like this, completely tense, having slept for who knows how long. And is it sleep? I don't know. I wake up and realize, oh, gosh, I was all tense again. So I had this aha moment in college where I was like, oh, this is a thing, and oh, I have experienced this many, many times for years. And so maybe there's some care I need here in this situation, right? Like, oh, I have a history of this. Oh, and it was like that was really probably when I felt like I started the healing journey that I think we all have to go on as we sort of come into adulthood and realize, I got stuff I got to work out. My brain has been trying to keep me alive for a very long time. And even though my life probably wasn't in danger, as a child, I lived in a traumatic household, and my little child brain was in fight or flight almost all the time, right? It didn't know the difference between a lion chasing you and someone getting upset and angry. And still today, adults, we go through this too. Our brains don't know the difference between actual life and death and getting a bad performance review and being scared you're going to lose your job. You know, like those things don't have a different response from our brains. Our brains are just trying to take care of us, trying to do what they know how to do, what they're programmed to do to keep us safe and alive. And so for a lot of us, it turns into this hyper-vigilant state, right? We're always on the lookout. What's coming? What's next? Our bodies are ready to face that danger, to keep us alive, because our bodies are wise and they know what to do. But it's not always helpful. So, here is some beautiful words from Scott McCrae, the founder of some kind of spiritual, I forget what, he founded a spiritual center and shares great wisdom online. Scott McCrae says, this is a little bit of a long quote, but this is like the sermon that we all need to hear. Nothing meaningful changes in a body that does not feel both safe and relaxed. When the nervous system remains chronically activated, as it so often does in our modern lives, insight doesn't integrate. Practices don't stick, and transformation cannot stabilize. Even our most sincere efforts at growth can quietly turn into another form of strain. An unsafe nervous system doesn't always announce itself dramatically. In fact, this edginess often becomes habitual, and we lose awareness of how tense we actually are. Yeah. Its signs are subtle. Shallow breathing. Where did I leave off? Clenched jaw. A sense of urgency. Rushing around all the time for no reason. The need to fill silence. The pressure to figure it out. We may call all of this motivation or responsibility, but the body knows it as vigilance. And vigilance narrows everything. Relaxing the nervous system is not about disengaging from life or collapsing into passivity. It is about restoring expanded capacity. When the body settles, attention widens. When the breath deepens, presence returns. When the heart opens, compassion naturally expresses itself. When the mind quiets, aha moments arrive. When safety is restored, discernment emerges on its own without force. This is why nervous system regulation is the ultimate differentiator in our time. Not productivity, not insight, not spiritual sophistication, embodied safety itself. A regulated body becomes trustworthy terrain. From that ground, creativity flows, relationships deepen, actions become guided, wisdom rises naturally. None of these emerge because we chase them, but because the conditions are finally right, neither too hot nor too cold. We don't heal, change, or love by pushing harder. We do it by gently reminding the body again and again and again that it's safe to be present here and now, to fully arrive in this moment with our calm and embodied attention. Amen, brother. That is the work. And I so appreciate him saying it takes that gentle reminding again and again and again. So how do we bring some healing and care to our brains when they are in this vigilant, narrow state? Especially when it has become our normal mode of functioning, when we've gotten so used to being in that place. There's this incredible new book and research, it's a few years old now, called Burnout: The Secret of Unlocking the Stress Cycle, by these two sisters, the doctors Emily and Amelia Nagoski. And they have done research on the brain and have found 7 ways that we can help our bodies complete the stress cycle. They're on some great podcasts too. You can look them up, the Burnout Sisters. So they talk about the stress cycle. Hello, welcome. As from thinking about it evolutionary, like the brain, you're being chased by an animal. Stress It's sending all the hormones, the cortisol to help you do the incredible thing, to run faster than you thought you could run. You get home, you're safe. And then what, right? I think we've all probably experienced like this really stressful spike, and then you need to come down. You need to come around and close the loop, or you're just going to stay there at that heightened level. So they talk about ways of working with our brains, identifying when we're in that fight or flight state, and how do we bring ourselves out of that, back to rest and repair, right? So they've identified 7 practical things you could do, and the number one thing they say to do is physical activity. That the action of running from the wild animal, that is what naturally helps you complete the stress cycle, is you pump it out. You have all this adrenaline pumping through your veins, and so you let it out. You burn it off. So do something physical, they say. Run, dance, even tensing up every muscle and releasing it a few times over and over again. Shaking it out are ways of helping. That's, they say, number one. Other great things you can do: breathing, deep and low, right? Working against the shallow breathing that comes with stress. Breathe in for 5, hold it for 5, and then slow release for 10 is their recommendation. And repeat that a few times. Getting control of your breathing again. Number 3, positive social interaction. Call a friend to simply just let it out verbally. Or even if you're just walking around, engage with other people, right? When you're running from the animal, you return to home, to people, to safety, who say, what happened? You engage with another person to complete the stress cycle. Laughter is another great one. Deep belly laughing. Put on something funny. Start laughing. Listen to a comedian. Do something that'll help you laugh. That's another great way of letting it out. Affection. Ask somebody to squeeze you as tight as they can. Give you a really big hug. That's another way of releasing yourself from that stress cycle. It's complete. One of my favorites, honestly, have a good cry. Oh my gosh, there's nothing like it, right? Like, I can feel the toxins and the stress hormones just leaving me through my tears. And they've studied this. They will find that you release the things your body shouldn't be holding on to through your tears. Have a good cry. Put on a song or some show or movie that always makes you cry. Find a Hallmark commercial. I don't know what makes you cry. Put it on. And creative expression. Do something to help process, right? Paint, dance, write, play an instrument. Again, all of these things are engaging with your body in some way. They're not purely mental. You have to do something with your physical flesh to complete the stress cycle. We know the body keeps the score, right? That's another revolutionary book on this topic. And there's a lot of wisdom and information in our bodies that can guide us in the healing journeys. So this work of self-regulation, and I think it's important to note, because there's a lot of internet people talk about self-regulation, and it sounds like they just want everybody to be calm all the time, right? That's not what self-regulation is. It's recognizing the highs and bringing yourself around to a calm state again. It's completing those cycles over and over and working with your body through the ups and downs of life. So yeah, when bad stuff happens, we should be a little anxious or tense or vigilant. We're responding to the world around us, but we don't want to live there. We want to have ways of finding peace, rest, repair again. This work takes repetition, right? It takes years of living in fight or flight to get us stuck in it. So it's going to take years of work to get ourselves out of it. It takes experimenting. You know, maybe one of those 7 is really going to be your go-to. But you got to try them all. You got to try different things. And maybe in different seasons, it'll be different. It's not always going to be the same, right? We are living, evolving beings. So you have to experiment. And please have grace for yourself and others as we all are doing this work, right? I am so grateful for the grace of loved ones who we usually take out our worst behavior on, right? We let it out because they know they'll keep loving us. And even if we don't feel like we have people like that who love us unconditionally around us all the time, we know our Maker. We know the blessing of our bodies, that when Spirit sees us, they see holy, 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 all of it, inside and out. Holy in trauma, holy in grief, right? All those beautiful lines from that blessing. We know are true. And so we can, once again, bring awareness to that great love and grace and acceptance of who we are just as we are. So the tools are built in. That's another great gift from the Maker, right? We have the tools to bring healing. I learned recently about this beautiful indigenous tradition of healing trauma that scientists now are studying, and wow, it works so much better than our modern therapy, where people who went through a traumatic experience would gather hefty stones and carry them to the water, and each one would represent something about the experience that they would name and say aloud and release into the water. So again, it's this physical action of carrying what's heavy and releasing it, speaking it aloud. The body has to be involved in our healing. And we have it. It's available to us all the time to work with. So use your body to heal your body, and that includes your brain. And remember that everything we need is here to do that with. Right out there, some of the best healing medicine we're going to get, right? Touch some grass. Breathe the fresh, clean air. Connect with the presence of the spirit of life that embodies all of us earthlings. Trusting the process, the practice, the daily work, finding grace in each moment. We've got some mindful movement meditation today. Yay, Hannah. We're not just sitting still and listening. We're going to welcome Christina Hayes, who teaches yoga at our yoga studio in Windsor. Our yoga space.
She's always there. She does so good. And that's why she's like showing up different probably. I don't know, because how were you showing up before?
I'm better now, that's for sure. And Christina's going to be leading 2 yoga sessions at Wild Roots. So
Look at that.
if you enjoy today, you can come to yoga with me and Deanna on Mondays or Thursdays at 11 or 5. Yes. And you can also come to Wild Roots for more yoga.
Yes.
Would you mind clipping this?
Absolutely. I'd be honored.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For the podcast.
Who is this? The one with the glasses and, no, the kid.
Oh, Wade. That's my oldest.
So, like, I was choked up watching him because of his moving meditation during everything. And I'm like, people don't realize how much they are already in a meditative state. But if your body is stuck while you're in a meditative state, you're not getting the full benefits. His body is not stuck. Oh my gosh, what a little, like, I was like, he is the best example. So he's got this, that's called something, right? Like a ribbon toy thing. They make the best toys for kids, and we should be like reaping the benefits, right? So I'm watching him out there, and you're talking, and he's got a presence stare, and he's got his wand, and he's going the same pattern, and then other, and then wiggling, and still holding a conversation with the other kids, and like just in a deep, moving meditation. And we do it all the time, but you have to get your body prepared to accept it as well. And there's a little, like, there's just a fine line between tapping out, like checking out, and being present. So we love the meditations when we can sit there and just like forget about everything, but I don't want you to forget everything. I'm sorry to say it. Don't clear your mind. People are like, clear your mind. No, because what are you thinking about? Clearing your mind. So you're not clearing your mind, right? So as you're sitting there and you're like, oh, well, here I am laying here on this floor or sitting in this chair, clearing my mind. Did I do the dishes? Wait, clear my mind. Clear my mind. Clear my mind. Breathe in. Clearing my mind. Think of nothing. You are thinking of something because you're thinking of nothing. Right. So please, oh my gosh, the hardest thing, so I think honestly, if you did clear your mind completely, you'd die. So don't do it. Don't do it. Let there be something going on there. So with that being said, think next time that you go through, because I know that Corey did speak to me that you guys have done meditation and other things, body scan. And body scan is great because then you're focused on your body and not trying to think about not thinking. Invite those thoughts in. Like, did you ever meet somebody and they're like really an energy sucker, and like once you invite them in, they kind of don't even really want to talk to you anymore because it's not as fun as pestering you when you don't want to listen. So invite those thoughts in. Like, invite them in. Come on. Come on. All of a sudden, you'll have less because there's space for them. You're making space for them, and they're not going to sit and sink. So here you are sitting, thinking of nothing, trying not to think of anything. All of a sudden, things aren't coming to your head, and you're like, fine, I'll focus on something else. My breath. My shoulders dropping down. Okay, making sure we're all still here. Shoulders dropping down. I will say that I did watch bodies while you guys were listening to Corey. Oh my gosh, you guys, let it go. Let your shoulders go. And you guys are so kind-hearted that you probably hold so much more than you need to on your shoulders. Like, you're here because you guys are a group that are like-minded and think pretty much the same. Helping other people. That raises your shoulders up higher. Like this weight you guys put on yourselves, let it go. I'm a little shaky because I'm chilly, but, and I get excited about this stuff, so it's a mix of both. So just take a deep breath in. Like, okay, so you did say the 5 in, hold for 5, let go for 10. That could be worked up to. If you're not up there, you build your way up there. You start with 2. Hold for 2, let go for 5. Start somewhere. You have to start. But just breathing in and letting it go. Breathe in deep. You guys have the freshest air right here available for you, and let it go. Breathing in and breathing out. I invite this kind of breath into your daily meditations that you don't even know you're doing. When you go for a walk, that's moving meditation. You're walking. You're in a meditative state. So as you're taking your walk, breathe in and let it go. Like, look up, enjoy what's around you. Just slow down. Society has us on hyper speed all the time. So if you just slow down, what's going to happen? Have you ever been driving a car and you're like, I'm going to get past all these people, and then when you get to the red light, you're with all the people you needed to pass? Right. So, yeah, it's so awkward. You're like, man, I blew that guy off way back there. Wasting gas, wasting resources, you know what I mean? Putting people at risk. You're doing that with your body. Like, what are you doing? Don't waste your resources. Like, you have this body. We're so lucky to be so able. Every single person in here is so able. You showed up here today. You're here to breathe the air. You're here to just be, and you do. So I invite you all to stand up. I'm going to come to this side. I don't know why. I just want to. Yeah, that's right. All right. So like where are you feeling some stuff? Let it go. Maybe do a little bouncy. Let it go. Get it all out. Maybe do a lot of bouncy. Maybe a little bit. And don't feel stupid. Like, let it all, whatever it is. Like, if you were home by yourself, what would you do? Would you just be like, ugh? So do that. Just be that. Yeah, I like it. I don't know your guys' names, but I like that, whatever he's doing. Good. So take your shoulders and bring them all the way up. Squeeze your hands tight. Hold everything so tight. Squeeze your hips, squeeze your belly in. Hold it. You can continue to breathe. I know you're probably not breathing. You weren't. I know. And let go. See how more parts of your body realized it needed to let go? Breathe and reach up. Stay here. Press your feet heavy into the floor. Start stretching like your first thing in the morning. Are you remembering to breathe? Don't let go yet. Stay up here. Don't want to lose you. Take your feet and start splitting them a little wider. Take your arms and split them a little wider like a giant starfish. Where can you go with this? Breathe in, look up. Exhale, take your hands all the way to the ground and just let go. If you can't reach the ground, don't reach the ground. Just let your body hang. Shake it out. Roll yourself all the way up nice and easy. Bring your feet back closer together. Good. So this time, I think it was in the 7 tools. I heard something in the 7 tools that was there something of like gathering and letting go? Did anybody pick that up in the 7 tools? Like picking up that rock. You pick up that heavy rock as a symbolism of letting things go. You can do that. You don't even need a tool like a rock. So all the stuff that's been like holding you tight, the things that keep you in fight and flight, all you really have to do is like think of one thing. You don't have to gather them all right now. If you want to gather them all, grab them. Grab them while you can, right? So just take your hands and open your palms. And as you reach up, start grabbing all that stuff that really, really has been like holding on to you, and grab it and hold it into a ball in front of you. So you got it up here above your head, this ball. You can feel like there's energy there because you put symbolism on this heavy ball, right? Starting to feel heavy. Hold it up there. This is what you're doing to your body. You're creating the stress of holding the heaviness above your head. When you hold resentment, it's the same thing. You're holding this heaviness above your head and somebody else's. So take that ball, grip onto it really tight. Take a deep breath in. When you exhale, throw that ball all the way out and drop forward. We're going to do it a couple more times because there's more than one thing you got to get rid of here. Breathe in, reach up. Even if it's one thing like not putting myself first, anything, you're going to hold on to that because you're going to let that go now. So you are going to put yourself first. So if you're not putting yourself first or whatever it is in your ball above your head, breathe in, let it go, fold forward. Roll up. You should start feeling a little lighter, a little more control of your life. This is your life, your brain, your body. You have control. Like people are like, oh, I do this because I don't have control anywhere else. You're 100%, 1,000% in control of your body. One more time, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Good, come on up. Nice and easy. And just feel how your body feels. Let your shoulders just slide down your back. Let your hips get loose. We hold trauma in our joints. So Corey was talking about how she would have panic attacks before sleep. And that makes me so sad because panic attacks are horrible and little kids don't understand them. Grown-ups sometimes don't understand them. So working on things like, I noticed your guys' shoulders. I haven't seen your full bodies move, but I noticed your guys' shoulders. So pull your shoulders up, slide them back, and push them down, all the way down, all the way down. Your chest should pop up when you push your shoulders down. Do it again. Breathe in. Pull back. Exhale, down. You can do this. If you have something going on and it feels like a lot of weight is on your shoulders, so many people counting on you, just things. Breathe in, pull them back, pull them down, and stand there with your chest up. You're ready. You're ready for anything when you're in this stance. Anything at all. It's like Superman pose. Super person pose. Yes, there you go. Yes. Yeah, I know. So take your hands and interlace them behind your back just like this and pull them back. See where you have tightness. So while you're pulling back, are you squeezing your jaw? Like, what are you doing? Ha, yeah, ha, let it go, ha, let that go. And literally, like if you're maybe a vulgar person and you like to say swears, let those out right now. Like, I'm not saying shout them out. I'm just saying like in your head or like low. Just be like, son of a, like let it go. Let it go, let it go. Just keep pulling, opening. Drop your head back. Corey talked about the throat. This is a vulnerable pose. We have energy wheels. If you're like, oh, my neck doesn't do that, or this is too much, or notice if your shoulders are pulling up towards your head as you're pulling your hands back and lifting your throat back. This is our true self. We're shining out to the universe right here through our throat. That's where we speak our truth. That's where we live our truth. And that's how we do what we do. When we stifle our truth because society wants us to, and we just kind of agree to it, you can go ahead and let go. Get that worked out. Because you're gonna try it one more time. Once you realize like your truth, your true truth, that's what comes from here. So if you ever have like sore throats, or there's a lot of different things, ailments that come with not being your true authentic self. So go ahead and take your hands, pull them, and remember our shoulder thing we already did? Pull them up, and then pull them back and slide them down. So your hands probably start up here, and then try and get them to go past your butt. Drop your head back. Be okay with being open and vulnerable here. It's a vulnerable pose, you're safe. It's gonna take a long time to teach your body you're safe so you can relax in these situations. Good, release it. You guys are doing so good. Go ahead and sit down somewhere. We're gonna open up our hip. This was a personal request from Corey because, yeah, we're gonna get some hip stuff going.
I like how good you're doing at describing what you want us to do because, like, I can't see it all.
Oh, good. See? Well, thank you, because I work really hard on my words, my verbs. Good. You can stand if you want to. Depends on. See, that's the other thing. Just drop what you know. Drop what you know, listen. That's one of my favorite things I say all the time. Drop what you know and listen. Because where are we really going? Who knows? I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I don't plan things ahead of time because life doesn't work out that way. You can't just think you need to follow a plan because if you do, then you're just disappointing yourself when it doesn't work out. So just be more go with the flow. Not easy, just happens. So like I told you guys, if you're sitting, I wanted to touch on one more point before we do this, and you're trying to be still and present, you can hum. That stops the thoughts from coming into your head because your body's busy and your brain can't take that vibration and thoughts at the same time. So if you ever like overwhelmed with thoughts, you just How many little kids do you see playing and they're like doing whatever, and you're like, man, you don't even realize what they have it so good. They just don't even realize it. They're self-regulating all the time because they're so close to nature still, because they're little. But we lose that as we grow. So one of the poses I want to take you through is a deep hip opener. Corey did speak to feeling safe and things like that. And you already said that you don't trust anybody. Trust issues.
Well, yeah, I trust people here.
You trust people here.
So, and I sense energy too. So
Yeah.
I can.
I'm going to take a baby chair. Is that okay?
See, that's what I did. I love those chairs.
Well, because I want to have freedom of my legs. So while you're sitting here in your chair, you want your feet hip distance apart. That's 2 fists. Sit up nice and tall and get your shoulders over your hips. And just feel your joints stack on top of each other. So that's your shoulders over your hips. You guys know what your joints are, right? And knees and ankles.
The connecty things.
Yeah, the connected ball and socket situation. So as long as you are able, bring your right foot up over on top of your left. When you do this, do not change the placement of your foot that's holding you up.
I'm going to stack my one foot on the
So you're going to take your right ankle and put it on top of your left knee. Yep. And then drop your right knee down. Let your right knee relax. Perfect. Breathe. Take your shoulders back over your hips. So if you leaned back, get back into your seat. So they say, when I say they, science says that it takes 30 plus minutes to actually build trust inside your own body to relax your hip. Do you trust your knee? No. If it's too much on you, you can take your foot over to the side and drop out your hip. Yep. So you want to take just the side of your foot and really drop your hip out. You feel it in your hip? Okay. Yep. So if you can't be up here, you can take your foot down to the ground. But everybody who's up here and can be, just stay. Keep your shoulders over your hips, so sit up off of the picnic table. No rest for the weary, right? And just hold on to it. What are things that make you feel safe? Is there people? Is there places? Is there things that make you feel safe? Make sure your foot, your ankle is right underneath your knee for your left foot. Tap into those things that make you feel safe. Like you said, you've been coming here 5 years. You must feel safe here. So think about just being here. Everybody's quiet and trusting. Just notice how your foot relaxes. Just think about even being by yourself in a safe place. Just let it relax. Let your knee keep sinking low. If you're resting your back on anything, pull yourself back up or slide yourself to the edge of your chair so you're not tempted to just slouch here. Be a self-assister and take your hand, so you're going to take your right hand to your right knee and just gently tell yourself inside, I'm safe, I'm okay, it's okay to release, I'm here with safe people. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up, let them drop down. Notice if you're squeezing your jaw. Notice if you're pushing your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Just notice these things, let your hip open. We store years and years of trauma that we don't even know about in our hips. You might know about a lot of them, but I'm saying birth is probably stored in our hips because being born itself is traumatic. And that just starts our journey. I wonder if the most traumatic ones are the kids who have to have, the braces on their legs. Holy smokes. So just notice, where's your breath here? Are you shallow breathing? Are you deep breathing? Are you actually letting this release? You want to keep your whole foot on the floor on the left? Reach your arms up. Breathe in deep and really let your lungs open. Did your hip pull your knee up? Like, are you compensating? Come halfway with your exhale and just stay here. Feel everything opening. Try that deep breath in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Exhale all the way down. Reach your hands all the way toward the floor. Relax your whole body. Let your head relax. Let your shoulders relax. Open your jaw and wiggle it out. Let it go. Just be and breathe. We will not sit here for 30 minutes trying to open our hip, but just so you know, it does take about 30 minutes just for your hip to say, I'm safe, it's okay, I'll start to release. Sometimes you get an emotional release when you start digging into your joints like this, and you'll cry. And let that happen. Don't fight any emotion that's coming. If you feel like you need to laugh, if you feel like you need to just, let things go, just let them go. I would love to stay here all day with you guys, but we should probably switch to the other side just because we have 2 sides, and I want you guys to feel good on both sides. So come on up, and you're just going to switch, taking your other foot on top. Stretch that out. Give it a little stretch, and then switch to the other side. Taking your foot on top.
Do people generally have one side that's like less tense than the other?
Absolutely. Are you right-handed or left-handed? You're left-handed? Well, I do have a soft spot for left-handers. So you're left-handed, and which hip is tighter? Right. Oh, interesting. There you go. Yep. So normally if you're like say left-handed or left side dominant, you're going to use that side more. So you'll step first. If you have to balance, you'll balance on that side first. So you're just creating, more stuff. And the stuff that we're holding in our hips, like I said, is just very, very much not something that we might not even know about. So just really focusing on that nice deep breathing while you're opening up your hip, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your face, relaxing everything really. And just being a part of your own, this is growth, but being a part of your own control over what you're allowing to be stored inside your body. It automatically stores. It's not our choice, but it is our choice to rinse it out. And if it feels very intense or too much, or if you notice you're compensating by kicking your heel out, so your heel on the other, on the right foot will kick out to compensate for a lesser feeling, lesser sensation. Reach your arms up, breathe in. Stay here, take deep breaths. So while you're here, if you find your mind is going kooky crazy, you can start humming. Nobody's even gonna know who's humming. You can hum if you wanna let things go. But don't tap out. Don't not be here. Don't close your eyes, think, well, I'll just think of something else so I don't have to stay present in this opening and this release. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to stretch your arms forward during your exhale. Just reach forward, keep reaching. Relax your foot, relax your hip, relax your jaw. Hold it here. Keep your breath deep and steady. Make sure your heel is directly underneath your knee. I think I've even pulled in a bit. On your next exhale, everybody bows forward. Relax your hip. Not only do you want to release stuff here, but you want to give a little gratitude. A little gratitude to your hips just for, thanks for being the storage locker. No, I don't want to thank them for that, because that's still not a choice. It's what our bodies do. But thank you for not, holding so much that I can't get inside of there and let it go. You're still in a place where you can get inside, dig in there, and scrape that stuff out of there. You do not need to hold on to any of these things. Let them go. You literally don't have to hold on to anything ever. But really what's in your hips you want to let go. Holding on to traumas inside of your hips without doing the work and letting it go. I know people that have had hip replacements and other things, and it's stems from your hips will not work correctly if they're not loose, if they're tense and holding this trauma. Your big joints is where snug, hold. See if you can relax your whole body. The crown of your head is facing toward the ground. Your chin is close to your chest. Your jaw is relaxed. Your eyes are soft. Your cheekbones are soft. Everything is super soft. As you let your back of your body be soft. The whole back side of your body. Let your hip relax. Release your toes. And just be. While you're down here, we'll take another 5 breaths in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Every exhale is your opportunity to release and get deeper into this pose. Slowly bring yourself back up out of this pose. Slide your leg off and stretch it out. There's a pose similar to that where I've cried before I learned as much as I know now, where I've cried in that pose in a room full of 40, 50 people. And I'm thinking, cry, drool, not tears came to my eyes, because tears come to my eyes. You can tell me I stepped on a caterpillar and tears are gonna come to my eyes, but no, ugly cry, beautiful ugly cry. And and then I learned about storing trauma in your hips, and it just makes sense. And until you get to a space where you feel safe and ready to let that go, you're gonna hold on to it. So I'm really grateful for all of you guys having me here today. Thank you, guys.
Could you possibly come every week now?
Thanks for listening. If you want to support Church in the Wild and the work we do in striving for environmental and social justice, just head on over to our website, churchinthewild.org, and click the donate link at the top. There you can make a donation, set yourself up as a recurring supporter, or you can buy something from our Redbubble shop. We're so glad you're with us on this journey, following the Spirit through creation, adventure, and restoration. Until next time.